From what we learned so far, we can say that mining is a very high-risk business, from both the safety and economic point of view. Slope stability is one of the major sources of risk, and hazards arise in several ways. From an incomplete knowledge of geological conditions, an incomplete understanding of hazard mechanisms, and an incomplete knowledge of damage caused by mining process, or an inadequate execution of work procedures. The main task is the definition and the assessment of the acceptable risk in terms of safety and economics. There are two main classes of geotechnical hazards: unplanned rock slope movements and rock falls. Consequences of these geotechnical hazards include potential fatalities, and the likelihood of these consequences should be carefully assessed. Rock falls pose a significant risk in both underground and open-pit mines. They could be responsible for a substantial number of fatalities and serious injuries, infrastructure damage and financial loss, being the production should be stopped for safety issues. Rockfall safety hazards need to be seriously managed in surface mining in order to reduce the risk for personnel and equipment. Rockfall means a rock fragment or a block that detaches from a vertical or subvertical cliff and falls along it. Rockfalls range from cobbles to big boulders of several hundreds of cubic meters, and they travel with speeds that are ranging from a few to tens of meters per second. Rockfall protection systems can be classified in two main categories: active system and passive system. Next, we will define passive and active protection systems. Active protection systems are designed to prevent the instability from occurring. They are usually installed directly on the surface itself, and they prevent the detachment of the block from the rock surface. Active protection systems include anchors, rock bolts, grounded bars, rock scaling, berms and excavation, blasting machine modification of the slope, rock mass hydraulic conditions or operations that aim to protect it from superficial alterations. Where these artificial measures cannot be installed directly on the rock surface, other protective measures can be taken into account in order to control the motion of the blocks and to intercept their movement along their fall. In this case, we refer to the passive protective measures against rockfall. Passive protective measures include catch ditches, mesh drapery systems, flexible rockfall barriers like catch fences and attenuators, reinforced and also not reinforced embankments. The first three methods are commonly used in surface mining operations. Catch ditches are one of the most cost-effective rockfall protection measures used in open pit. The ditch, placed along ramps and at the toe of the high walls, should be covered by a layer of gravel in order to absorb the energy of falling rocks, and it should have an adequate dimension determined by field tests and numerical modeling. Ditches are usually in place at the bottom of the high walls, together with berms constructed with waste material, placed at a designed distance from the toe. Draperies directly act on the stability of the blocks, but also control their fall should failure occur. Such systems are common practice within the Australian open-cut mines. In surface mining, draperies are used to prevent rocks from impacting directly onto the concrete culverts, used as portal structures for underground access. Depending on the application, two categories of mesh facing could be designed. The first is the simple mesh facing, where the drapery is anchored at least at the top of the slope. The second type is the cortical strengthening, where the mesh is associated with a pattern of nails on the rock surface. In these images, we can see the final installation of a drapery system on top of an high wall surface. The mesh has been anchored at the top of the wall and then unrolled along the slope. Catch fences are becoming more and more popular in surface mining activities. This is due to their relatively low cost and their easy and fast installation. Net fences should be able to intercept the motion of blocks along the slope and to stop it without breaking. In surface mining, these types of fences can be used to provide protection for slope with no berms at the bottom of the wall or protection for haul road and ramps. With this topic, we concluded the third module of this mining engineering course. In the next module, Stephen, we will bring you through the world of the underground mining, and we will be able to see the main differences with what we have learned in this module.